What is going on, comic book fans? Guys, welcome back to the channel, and we are just one day away. That's right, just one day away from the best day of the work week. You guys know what day it is. New comic book day. The middle of the week. It's hump day. It's just that perfect day where we get those amazing books, those amazing stories, the amazing interiors, the amazing covers, just everything we love as comic book collectors for new comic books. And I just can't wait to get my hands on the books this week because there are some amazing books. We're finally gonna get our hands on that Absolute Batman issue #1, even though we have to wait until next week to get our hands on those New York Comic Con variants, which I'm super excited about those. But we're gonna be able to read it this week, which is even more exciting. So this Wednesday is going to be October 9th of 2024. And yeah, I am so pumped, I am so excited. And I hope you guys are too, because this is gonna be a really fun video. Even though the books overall, I don't think were all that exciting. All my books except 3 are in the good list. So, you know, it was a decent week. It wasn't just super exciting, but guys, the covers this week, the new #1s, that is where it's all about. So let's not waste any more time, and let's go ahead and check out my pull list. Now, as you guys can see, this week for me is actually pretty small. Normally I'm like over here somewhere on my pull list, but this week it's only right there. And guys, there are a total of 16. That's right, there's only 16 books up on that screen right now. But you guys can't see what those books are, so let me go and throw them up on screen right now. Guys, like I said, there was a total of 16 books on my pull list. 3 new #1s, and if we break down this list a little bit more, there are 5 DC books, 3 Marvel, and 8 indie titles. A nice big week for indies, and I did read all the previous issues to the books you see on screen right now, so every single one of these books could be on the top 3 list. All right, guys. That is my pull list this week. There are no books on the chopping block. Like I said, every single book on this list is under the good list, except for the top 3. Every other book is just a good, solid read. So that means we can move right over to my cover lever picks. All right. We're gonna dive right into these covers, and there are a bunch of NYCC exclusive variants that are gonna be on this list. And if you're not gonna be attending the con, make sure you guys are staying tuned to like Whatnot, eBay, and any other place if you're interested in picking up some of these covers. But if you can attend the show, that's probably the best place to pick these up. All right, guys, so the first cover's up. I think the first 4 are all for Absolute Batman issue #1. I am like super excited about this book. It's written by one of my favorite writers. It's got a great art by Nick Dragotta, and Batman is my favorite character. So let's dive in, and the first one up is Absolute Batman NYC, the comic sketch art exclusive by Clay Mann. Now this is the one and probably only exclusive I'll be picking up at NYC. There is another one coming up by Jock that I'm going to try to pick up as well, but my main focus is going to be meeting as many creators as possible at NYCC, making sure Stephanie has the best time and hooking up with our best friend, David Andry, the writer of Resident and many other books, but we cannot wait to meet up with him because he lives in California. We've never been able to meet him in person. We're actually going to be able to meet him in person, and it's gonna be amazing. But guys, back to the covers. Yeah, this exclusive cover from Clay Mann is definitely my favorite for Absolute Batman. I think it is the best one, and it is freaking gorgeous. Now, next up is Absolute Batman issue #1, the cover K, the foil Virgin variant done by Nick Dragotta. I think this cover is epic, and the fact that it's a foil and a Virgin is so stinking good. Now guys, next up is the NYCC exclusive foil variant from Jock. It's gorgeous, it's Jock. Jock is just such a badass artist, and when he does Batman, it's freaking incredible. This one is really good. Like I said, I'm gonna try to get this one in the Clay Mann. Clay Mann is my #1 target. This one is the other one. All right, guys, let's move on. Next up is Absolute Batman issue #1. This is the KRS Comics foil variant done by Ben Oliver. Ben Oliver, man, he's so good. I actually like how Batman's face is kind of like in the shadow, but the rest of him is just a hulking epic. So good. Now actually no, there's 2 more covers for Absolute Batman. Next up is the Scotty Young web store variant. It's super adorable and cute and still just freaking amazing, and the little caption is so good. It reads, okay, you think this is funny? And the bats say, absolutely. So good. It's just so good. Now the final cover is also a gorgeous cover. This is Absolute Batman issue #1, the Third Eye Comics exclusive variant from Sean Murphy. Sean Murphy is probably my top 10, one of my top 10 artists, and he is just so fantastic. And on Batman, it's so good. If you have not read his White Knight universe, read every single book within that universe. They're all so stinking good. All right, guys, let's go ahead and move on to some covers that are not Absolute Batman issue number 1. Next up is the Amazing Spider-Man issue number 59 with the variant cover done by Carmen Carnero. I want to say that's how it's pronounced. And this cover is not amazing or gorgeous or anything. I just thought it was pretty cool. It features Black Cat and Jackpot. They're not super slutted out. They just look pretty stinking cool jumping across 2 buildings. I don't know. It was cool, and I wanted to share it with you guys. Now, next up is Batman and Robin, issue number 14. This is the cover B. It's done by Simon DeMeo, and it is stinking freaking gorgeous. Love it. I love the series. Now, this is the first issue with the new creative team of Philip Kennedy Johnson and an artist that I will insert right here. And yeah, I am super pumped for this. It's going to be fantastic to get a new creative on this, and I'm pumped. Damian Wayne, Batman, let's freaking go. Next up is another cover for the same book, Batman and Robin, issue number 14, but this is the cover F. It's the 1 in 25 ratio variant done by Christian Deuce. Now, there's nothing incredible about this, but I like it. And hopefully this is gonna be like $9.99 on mycomicshop.com on Wednesday, and I might pick it up. It's not absolutely amazing. If it was absolutely amazing, I would 100% pick it up. But this is pretty good, and it just features 2 of my favorite DC characters, so if it's a good low price, I'll probably pick it up. Now, next up is a really cool cover. This is Blade Red Band issue number 1. Now, this is the exclusive variant from Puppeteer Lee. Now, this is coming from a bunch of different comic book shops. We're talking KRS Comics, Sad Lemon Comics, The Comic Mint, 7, 8, 9 Comics, The Comic Corner, and Eastside Comics all have this available on their websites. Go pick the one that you like to order from. You can order it from there. But if you're into this Blade Red Band issue number 1 from Puppeteer Lee, you can pick it up from any of those shops. And I think it's really cool. Puppeteer Lee is so stinking good. Now, guys, next up is Exceptional X-Men issue number 2 with the 1 in 25 ratio variant done by Miguel Mercado. This is another cover. It's not stinking amazing, but it's cool. Mercado is a fantastic artist, and these characters just look cool. You got 2 New Mutants with Kitty Pryde. She's kind of like phased through a building. I don't know. It's pretty cool. Now, next up is Fantastic Four, issue number 26 with the cover A. This is done by Dean White. Now, this is a really cool cover. It's like horror vibes. It's the month of October, Halloween vibes. It's really cool. Now, another cover for Fantastic Four issue number 26 is the Doom variant done by Ben Harvey. You guys know, I'm a huge Ben Harvey fan, and this is really stinking good. Doom has like completely decimated the Fantastic Four. He's got Reed Richards by the neck. Freaking awesome. Next up is Gunslinger Spawn issue number 36. This is the cover B done by Jonathan Galpon. It's just a really cool Gunslinger Spawn cover, and this has Sean Murphy vibes to me. I don't know, do you guys think this? Do you see Sean Murphy in this? I totally do, and it's Gunslinger, man. He's such a cool character. Now, guys, next up is Life, issue number 2 with the cover B done by Dan Panosian. Panosian is just crushing it on everything he does, and this cover is just, I don't know, it's really good. I'm not picking this book up. One thing to keep in mind, if you do pick this up, it is in that prestige format book, and I believe this is $8.99 per issue, so it's a little pricey. All right, guys, next up is Minor Arcana, issue number 2, with the cover E, which is the trade dress, or the cover F, which is the Virgin 1 per store variant done by Mike Del Mundo. I'm a huge Mike Del Mundo fan, and this cover is fantastic, and I'm going to be gunning for that 1 per store variant. That is so freaking gorgeous. The art on the interior looks nothing like this. Nothing. Just a little piece of knowledge in case you're going to pick this book up because you think this cover looks so cool. You're like, oh man, I would love to see what's inside this. Well, it doesn't look like this. It's still a great story, but it doesn't look like this. All right, guys, next up is Transformers, issue number 13 with the cover E. This is the 1 in 50 ratio variant done by Francisco Matina. It's gorgeous. Features Megatron, and there's just purple action everywhere. It's really cool. Now, guys, next up is Transformers issue number 13 with the cover F. This is the 1 in 100 ratio variant done by Omer. Now, why is this issue getting a 1 in 50 and a 1 in 100? Is there something going on that I don't know about? If there is, guys, let me know down in the comments below. Because normally, an issue number 13 would not have a 1 in 100 unless it's a Marvel book and they're putting, like, you know, a J. Scott Campbell or an Archer or something like that on the cover. What is Transformers doing? I gotta know. All right, guys, one more cover. This is Scarlet issue number 5 with the cover E, and this is the 1 in 50 ratio variant done by Torrin Clark. Definitely the best cover for this issue. All right, guys, those are all my cover letter picks for this week. We can move right over to my new number ones that I think you guys have to be picking up because I think the story sounds so freaking cool. I got a huge favor to ask from you guys. If you guys have been enjoying this video so far, I would hugely, gigantically appreciate you guys smashing the like button. It helps the channel out so much when you guys do. So guys, smash that like button and let's go ahead and check out those new number ones. Like I mentioned at the start of this video, there are 3 new number ones on my pull list, and I'm excited for every single one of these books, so let's go ahead and dive into these new number ones. And the first one up is Green Lantern Corps Special, issue number 1. Now this is coming from the writers of Philip Kennedy Johnson and Jeremy Adams. These guys are the writers on Green Lantern War Journal and Green Lantern itself. And guys, this is gonna have art by Salvador Larroca. Let me go ahead and read the brief synopsis to you guys. The war for the fate of the Green Lantern Corps starts here. Lord Premier Thoros sends a surprising foe to retrieve the Dark Star Ring from John Stewart, which leads to a desperate plan to expose the United Planets as an evil force. Allies and enemies will join in this special issue to launch the Green Lanterns in a direction that will change the DC cosmos forever. Now, if you guys did not know, John Stewart has this new ring. It is the Dark Star Ring, and it has allowed him to create a construct of his niece, and they're basically a being on their own, made out of like green light, and it's so freaking cool. It has a mind of her own, so she fights alongside John Stewart. It is so stinking cool. Yeah, and I'm just overall really excited to see where the Green Lantern Corps is going to go, especially if you've been reading Green Lantern in Green Lantern War Journal. The Corps is like decimated. And what Lord Premier Thoros has been doing is pretty crazy. He's basically taking control of all the spectrums of light, and he controls it all now. And it's super cool, and I cannot wait to see how the Corps is going to free itself. It's going to be freaking awesome. Now, next up is Blade Red Band issue number 1. Now, this is coming from the writer of Brian Hill, and it's going to have art by Carlos Fabian Villa. I gotta tell you, I really enjoyed the start of the last Blade series, and then it kind of fell flat throughout the series. I actually didn't finish reading it. I have the full thing. I wasn't excited to read it. So I didn't finish like the last 2 issues. I did obviously read Blood Hunt. Blood Hunt was a lot of fun. And this is gonna pick up right at the end of Blood Hunt. But let's go ahead and read the synopsis for this one. For years, Blade has been the deadliest vampire hunter in the Marvel Universe, with an arsenal of wooden stakes, silver bullets, and razor bats at his command. Few have known the taste of vengeance of blood like Blade. After the harrowing events of Blood Hunt, what's left of Marvel's most infamous vampire? Did any of the vampire within Blade survive? Did any of the man? Find out here in a skin-searing dawn of a bloody new Blade saga. Now, I'm not sure how long of a series this is going to be on League of Comic Geeks. You can like fast forward to 2 months ahead so that you can see 3 issues. Normally, Marvel does like either miniseries, like 5 or 6 issues, or maybe maxi series, but very few books get an ongoing title. And with this being a red band, I see this being more of a miniseries. If I can find out, I'll place it up here on screen. If not, I'm diving into this because I'm excited because this is a red band book, so it's going to be a little bit more gruesome, a little bit more adult. And yeah, it's Blade. I really like the character Blade, and I really hope Brian Hill does a great job with this book. Now, the book that most of us are excited about is the last new number 1, Absolute Batman, issue number 1, coming from the writer of Scott Snyder, art by Nick Dragotta. I'm just pumped for this. I think this is gonna be really stinking cool. And the synopsis, I have read it, I think 3 times already on this channel, but let's read it one last time. Batman legend Scott Snyder and iconic artist Nick Dragotta transformed the Dark Knight's tale for the modern age. Without a mansion, without the money, without the butler, what's left is the absolute Dark Knight. It's supposed to be gritty. It's supposed to be dark. It's supposed to be freaking awesome, and I cannot wait to get my hands on my issue next week. I gotta wait all the way to next week because that's when my shipment from my comic shop will come in. There are so many variant covers for this book. There are so many. I'm not gonna show them all. I'll show you guys can go to the link down in the description, League of Comic Geeks, go to Absolute Batman, check them all out, pick your favorites, and pick them up. This is going to be a banger of a book, and I cannot wait to read it. And I cannot wait to hear what you guys think about it. So let me know down in the comments below after you guys read this book. All right, guys, those are the new number ones that I'm super excited about. Let's go ahead and see my top 3 books I think you guys have to be picking up this week because the previous issue was so stinking good. All right, guys, the book that's in the number 3 spot is The Ultimates issue number 5. This is coming from the writer of Dennis Camp and has art by Juan Fiergi. Now, I love the cover A's for every single issue of this book so far because they're all done by Dike Ruan, and Dike Ruan is such an amazing stinking artist. And the stories that are in this book have been getting better and better with every single issue. In the last issue, issue number 4 was so good. Now, it did not have art by Juan Fiergi. No, it had art by Phil Noto, and it was gorgeous. Every single page was so nice to look at. And the story focused around the character of Doom in the Ultimates. Because if you've been reading the Ultimates, you know that Doom is on the team. But Doom is not like, Victor Von Doom. No. Oh my god, there's a fly and it's driving me nuts. It is actually Reed Richards from the Ultimate Universe that was tortured by Doom, and it was so cool. It was a retelling of how that happened, and also a current story of how Iron Lad is working with Reed Richards / Doom to create the next Fantastic Four. And he's really struggling with the process of allowing him to create the next Fantastic Four. It was told so beautifully, like weaving these 2 storylines of him being tortured and becoming this Doom version of himself, and also him struggling with this whole process to create the next Fantastic Four. It was so well done. I was so surprised that the same writer that wrote the first 3 issues, which were decent, wrote this one, because this one was like a home freaking run. The emotional journey that you took in this issue was fantastically woven. The dialogue was fantastic. The art by Phil Noto was fantastic. Basically, I said fantastic 3 times in a row, and I apologize that I did not use a better adjective with each one. But it's such a solid book in issue number 3, and it's got me really excited for this next one. And now in this next issue, issue number 4, or 4, not 5, sorry, issue number 5, it's going to focus on the Ultimate Hawkeye and how we're going to be introduced to him, and I cannot freaking wait. So, or is it her? Him or her? I don't even know. It doesn't even matter. Now, the variants for this issue really aren't that cool. I'm definitely going to stick with just the cover A, which is the one done by Dike Ruan, but there is a Jeff Shaw variant, an In Huckley Ultimate Special variant, and a 1 in 25 done by Paulo Segura. So, this book is definitely a must-read, especially if you're enjoying some of the other Ultimate books like Ultimate Spider-Man, Ultimate Black Panther, and Ultimate X-Men. So I know some people are really enjoying that book, but I am not myself. But those other 2 books, Ultimate Spider-Man and Ultimate Black Panther, are great, and this one is also a fantastic read. All right, guys, that is my number 3 book. Let's go ahead and find out what my number 2 is. All right, guys, the number 2 book that I think you guys have to be reading this week because I think the story is so freaking good is DC vs. Vampires World War V, or is it World War V? I'm not sure which one it is, probably World War V because we're talking about vampires, but this is issue number 3. Now, this is coming from the writer of Matthew Rosenberg and has amazing gorgeous stinking art by Otto Schmidt. I would love to meet this guy in person and get him to sign something because I think his artwork is so freaking fantastic, and I love the story that they're telling in this book. Now, to really enjoy this series, you definitely should go back and read the 12-issue maxi series, DC vs. Vampires. It would definitely give you a better understanding of this world and everything that went into building this world. All the heroes that died, all the villains that died, all the heroes that got turned, all the villains that got turned, and what's left of humanity. Because there's very little left of humanity. A lot of them were used as blood farms, which was freaking crazy. And in issue number 2, we saw Lois Lane meet up with Arthur Curry, who is a vampire and is now basically the king of the vampires. And basically he warned Lois Lane that the truce that is there now between vampires and humans is at a breaking point. And if they don't do something, something is terrible is going to happen. And there's also this baby that is being transported by Mr. Miracle, who is a vampire, but I don't believe the baby is a vampire. I think he's something special. But something is there, something is happening, and there is also a new Batman. And I don't want to tease how the first Batman died, but there's a new Batman. Who is it? Is it Bruce Wayne risen from the dead? I don't know, but I cannot wait to find out. There's so many cool little tidbits in this book. It's so good, especially if you like Elseworld tales. It's so good to be in the same DC universe, but just completely different in like just chaos happening because everything is like vampires and dying and death, but there's also life. Oh, the story with Green Arrow and Swamp Thing is like the best. They're always together, and there's always something funny happening between the two. It is so good. Read the first one. There's this moment towards the end of the first series that was so good between Ollie and Swamp Thing. I don't want to ruin it for you, but go read it. The art in this book is incredible. The story is super enjoyable, intriguing, engaging. The dialogue is great. Everything about this book is a home run in my opinion. I really enjoy every single issue. Matthew Rosenberg knocking this book out of the park. Now, the variant covers for this are lackluster. They should have amazing variants for this book. It's vampires, it's DC. There is a cover B done by Kendrick Lim. I don't care for it at all. It features Wonder Woman. She is a vampire in this book. And yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's not for me. And there's also one by Daniel Bayliss. I also don't care for that one as well. I'm just going to get the cover A because it's Otto Schmidt. Otto Schmidt is the man, and that is my number 2 book, guys. All right, let's go ahead and find out what my number 1 book that you have to be reading this week because the story was the freaking best. All right, guys, the number 1 book that I think you guys had to be picking up and reading this week is Geiger issue number 7. Now, this is coming from the writer of Geoff Johns, and normally I would be saying Gary Frank after this, but guys, we're going to get a new artist on this book, and it seems like it's going to be going forward because I checked the next 2 issues after issue number 7, and they both have Paul PUPPETEER as the artist on this book. Now, I did look at some of his artwork. It's decent, but it's definitely not Gary Frank. Gary Frank is Gary Frank, and seeing him on this issue, every single issue so far of Geiger has been absolutely amazing. But I understand that Gary Frank probably either wants a break or he wants to move on to something else. So we're getting Paul PUPPETEER as the new artist on Geiger, at least for the next 3 issues. But in issue number 7, we're starting a new story arc. But guys, in issue number 6, something really cool happened. So there was a story about the 2-headed wolf. I forget his name, but he was kind of not feeling himself after like being shocked and almost killed by the electrocutioner, I want to say was the name of this bad guy. But he snuck off at night and he went to a zoo, and at the zoo, hunters showed up, and there was a bunch of animals still left, and they're all in hiding. Most of them were not mutants, but there were a couple mutant animals, and these hunters just started laying waste to things, and all the animals were scared, and there was this gorilla who could sign language, and I guess all the animals understood his sign language, which was crazy. But there was a moment where the wolf was like, no, I gotta protect these other animals. He attacks these humans that are killing everything, and all the animals are like, yeah, let's do it. And they go out and they protect themselves, and there's a huge moment for these animals. But as you see on the cover of issue number 7, there is a zebra with an eyeball that ends up following the wolf back to Tark, which is Geiger, and the Knight, which is the sidekick of Geiger. And the Knight's like, yes, my new steed. And Geiger's like, no, you can't keep this steed. And he's like, oh, but I need a steed. And the wolf agrees with him somehow. I don't know. But it was a great moment. And I think this is going to be the Knight's new like sidekick because, you know, Geiger has the wolf. He's going to have this 3-eyed zebra. And it was just such great storytelling, and so much of it was just done through the faces of the animals and not so much through the dialogue, and the pictures were great. Everything was so good. Geoff Johns is telling such an interesting post-apocalyptic story, and it's so much not about just death and destruction and like living. It's about keeping your humanity during this like crazy times. Like, you know, there's so much going on in the world, and he just wants to, you know, fight for his humanity, fight for himself, but he gets so angry, but the Knight keeps on bringing him back. I don't know, I'm doing a terrible job of describing this book, but this book hits hard almost every single issue. The art is always fantastic. The story is just so engaging. This journey that Tark is taking to hopefully cure himself alongside with this new sidekick, the Knight, they're just telling so many good, heartfelt moments of teaching each other how to stay human, and it's fantastic. Such a good book. Now, there are a couple variants for this book, and I don't care for either of them. Let me go ahead and open up League of Comic Geeks. There's the cover B, done by Paul Pelletier and Drew Hennessy, which is fine. It's not Gary Frank. I love Gary Frank. And there is a cover C done by V. Ken Maron and Steve Oliff. And it's a connecting variant. I don't know what it's connecting to, but that's the cover C. I'm just getting the cover A. It's fantastic. New artist, Geiger, badass. Ghost Machine, man. Everything Ghost Machine's putting out right now, the imprint at Image Comics is freaking incredible. All right, guys, that's the new number one. Let's go ahead and move over to the not top three, but the books you gotta see. All right, guys, as I mentioned during the pull list section of this video, every single book that did not make the top three list and is not a new number one is under the good section, because there is the okay, which is a book I cannot recommend to everyone, but because it was only okay. And then there's the good books, which are solid reads, and I can recommend you guys check out these books. And then there's the great. Those are the books that were like, you know, almost made the top three list. Well, every single book that's on my pull list that is not in number one and not on the top three list is in the good section. So they're all solid reads, but they were not mind-blowing. None of that. So let's go ahead and go over these really quick. First up is Batman and Robin, issue number 14. Now, issue number 13 was just good. It was a solid ending to Joshua Williamson's run on the book, but I cannot wait to see what Philip Kennedy Johnson is going to bring to this book. I'm super excited for that. And that will hopefully be in the great, because I want the Damian Wayne Bruce Wayne story to be freaking great. Now, next up is Batman Gotham by Gaslight, the Kryptonian Age, issue number 5. This continues just to be a good book. I wish it could be great. It's an Elseworld tale set back in, like, Gaslight times. I don't know what era technically that is, but it's cool. It's interesting. It's just, I wish it was great. It's just not. After that is Crocodile Black, issue number 5. Issue number 4 was super cool. This book was teetering towards okay, but with issue number 4, it solidified itself as a good book, and I hope to see it creep towards the great. After that is Gunslinger Spawn, issue number 36. I think this book could have been in the great, but I read it 2 weeks ago because I thought it was going to come out last week, but it didn't, so I read it for that video, but it's coming out this week. So I'm a little fuzzy on the details of this book, but overall, the Spawn books, Scorched, and Gunslinger Spawn and King Spawn have all been super solid reads. They're all in the good, at least sometimes in the great. Now, guys, next up is Minor Arcana, issue number 2. The story in this was good. The art was definitely okay. Jeff Lemire's art is definitely not something for me. I don't like the way his art looks, like, at all. I'll put some of the art up on screen right now, but the story is so solid. He is such a fantastic writer. And I can see this story getting really cool in like the next few issues. And guys, that cover, I think it's the cover F or something, the One More Store Virgin Mike Del Mundo for this issue, issue number 2, is so good. Try to nab that one for yourself. All right, guys, next up is Precious Metal, issue number, I don't know why I'm putting it before. It's issue number 5. This book, issue number 4, was really good. It felt much more like Little Bird. If you read Little Bird, which came out in I think like 2020, it was a fantastic read. Issue number 4 felt a lot more like that. It was a lot more easy to understand the flow of the book, what's going on. It was just great. The artwork by Ian Bertram was incredible. This was a super solid issue in issue number 4, and it's got me really excited for the next few issues of this book. Now, guys, after that is Scarlet, issue number 5. This is a good book. Again, I wish it was great, but it's just good. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the G.I. Joe characters all that much, and Kelly Thompson is not doing a great job of like making me fall in love with this character of Scarlet. It's cool. The story is cool. Great action. Overall, great plot. But the story itself is just good. And I think that's because I don't have a connection to the character of Scarlet. And guys, after that, The Scorched, issue number 34. Issue number 33 was all about the female Haunt character and how they were created, which was really interesting if you guys did not know how Haunt was created. And it's setting up a battle between the female and male version of the Haunt, and that's going to be really cool. After that is Transformers, issue number 13. Issue number 12, it started off super solid with this big moment with the female human. I forgot her name, but she has this big moment because she's been like kept on the sidelines and she just wants to get in the action. And she has a moment. It's big, it's epic. And then the story gets confusing again. It gets scatterbrained, and it's just like there's so much going on. And Hori Corona's art is really good, but it's very sketchy. and it's sometimes hard to tell what's happening on the panels, and it was a little messy. I want this book to be so good. It's written by one of my favorite writers in Daniel Warren Johnson. He really is an incredible writer, but I don't know, this book, it just is good. I want it to be great. So much nostalgia in this book. I loved Transformers when I was a kid, but this book is it's good. I'm gonna continue collecting it. It's good, it's nostalgia, it's there. Amazing covers sometimes, but please be great. And the last book is X-Force issue number 4. Issue number 3 was actually pretty good. Issue number 2 sucked. It was really bad, in my opinion at least. Issue number 3 was better. Much, much better. Better storytelling, more intriguing, more engaging into these characters, especially some of the new ones. And overall, just a solid story. So I'm excited for issue number 4. It's not chopped yet. If this falls back onto the okay, it's definitely going to be chopped. But guys, that's it. That is everything for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. But before I leave you, let's go ahead and wrap this video up. All right, guys, we are at the end of today's video. Now, a few things before we end today's video. So first up, I have a colonoscopy this week. It's on Thursday morning. That might mean I am not going to have another FOC video this week. 2 weeks in a row without an FOC video. I am sorry. I'm going to do my best to make it happen, but we're also having a gigantic birthday party. It's like the October birthday parties because Stephanie's birthday was the 2nd, Sophia's the 14th, I'm the 18th, Jack is the 27th, so we're having a big, like, everyone from the family only come to this one big party, so you don't have to come to 4 separate parties party. So there's a bunch of people coming over, we need to clean the house, we need to prep for the party and do all that stuff on Friday. So my Friday is also effed. So if I cannot record and edit a video on Thursday after my colonoscopy, then we're probably not gonna have an FOC video. So I apologize for that. The other thing is, I did promise you guys a what to do for your first Comic-Con video or tips for your first Comic-Con. Life is kind of getting in the way again. Stephanie and I are just so freaking busy. When it's like 9 o'clock at night, that's our only time that's free. We're zonked on the couch. So we are going to try to do our best to try to record it. Maybe, can't be Wednesday night because that's when I'm doing colonoscopy prep. Maybe tomorrow night. And I can edit it and maybe drop it this week in place of the FOC video. Maybe. I don't know. I got to talk to her tonight and try to figure that out. And then after that, I don't know. I think that's all the information I had to tell you guys. So I hate to promise you guys videos and not deliver on them. It's like one of the things I'm trying not to do. And I want to expand beyond just my final order cutoff video and my Wednesday pull list video. But sometimes life gets in the way. And life is constantly getting in the way right now. But I'm going to do my best to get out that New York Comic-Con tips video, and then hopefully also get out an FOC video this week. If not, I'll be back next week. All right, guys, have yourself a great, amazing new comic book day on Wednesday, and I will definitely catch you next week for the Wednesday pull list. Have yourself a great week, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.